Hey, 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 what do you know? What do you know? Good morning, everyone. I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays, and this is Morning Wood on a Sunday. Um, Welcome to the show. We're going to talk some college hoops today and whatever else you guys want to throw in. I know we have NBA All-Star game going on. We got some hockey happening. So let's file it all in here. And as you do, don't forget to like and share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, all that kind of jazz. I was doing some work last night, so we'll get to my picks in just a second here. Also, don't forget about my official sponsor, Caesars Sportsbook, up to $1,250 in a risk-free first bet. Win or lose, that means you can bet $10 or $12.50, and win or lose, the money goes back into your account, and you get 1,000 reward credits, and you get 1,000 tier credits. It's kind of a big deal. Okay, so this game starts soon, and I hate. There it is. Use my promo code Woodful. Download the Caesars app. Use my promo code Woodful. Sorry, I've been cruising around all morning, trying to get stuff done. Let me open up my little site here. So the first game I want to talk about is Ohio State at Purdue. I am not a point layer. You guys know that about me already. Shitballs, it started. Never mind. I really liked Purdue first half. It's okay. I have many, many more of these to give to you because I was up late last night. Let me turn this one off. Bam. Okay. So Purdue first half, I was really high on. The other one I was kind of looking at, I was going through and like texting myself everything. Although I took Purdue -8 for my HC pick, and I can't believe I laid 8 points in a contest. It's going to kill me. The other one, sorry, I suck. I was waiting for Higgs to finish his show. We'll talk Memphis and Houston. My Houston Cougars. So here's the thing. Memphis and Houston. They both have a pretty weak strength of schedule in their last 3 games. Memphis probably didn't cover that -6 against UCF because they were in a look-ahead spot for Houston. Houston's 12-1. Memphis is 10-3 in the conference. So these two are coming after each other and don't like each other for that matter. Houston plays Tulane next. They're also a 10-3 team, but they play in 3 days, and Houston stays at home for that. Whereas Memphis is going to go play a cupcake team in Wichita State in 4 days. I would look to oh yeah, I remember this from last night. In the next game, when Memphis is going to play Wichita State, I would look to fade them there because it's a sandwich game between Houston and Cincy. So I would definitely look for Memphis in about 4 days. But I think that the public bettors might see the way Houston handled a 4-10 SMU team on the road, not realizing that they didn't cover. I kind of feel like 13.5 is too many points. So I might look towards Memphis plus the points there, and probably definitely Memphis first half plus the points is where I would go on that one. What's up, Mr. Q? How you doing? It's a slow chat on a Sunday. We're just going to go through some stuff. So Purdue, I told you guys first half and the full. If you guys can get a good in-play number on that, Purdue is coming off of back-to-back losses on the road to Maryland and somebody else, a not good team. And then they had Indiana. So now they're back at home and they don't want to slip any farther than they already have in the rankings. So I would definitely look for a good line on Purdue in game. Northwestern, that was the other one. They are a good team. So Northwestern and Iowa, that's another contest pick that I use for today. Let me make sure they haven't started either. So many games, so little time. I kind of screwed up on this one. In my contest play, I took Northwestern, but last night in the Woodshed chat, I was telling them it just looks way too easy. See, I text myself all of my thoughts so then I can come back to them later and I don't have to write everything down. I could just talk text. Okay, here's what I said in the chat. Northwestern fishy too. They just beat Indiana. They just beat Purdue. They're on a 4-game winning streak, so why are they a home dog? Whereas Iowa just beat a crappy Ohio State team, a crappier Minnesota team. Why are they the favorite on the road? So that to me was a little wonky. And And I know Northwestern started as a favorite and went to a dog. I feel like Iowa's your play there. It kind of looks too easy to take the points right there. So I would maybe lean into an Iowa. Although I hate it, but I think it's the play. Let me see what else we got going on for you guys. If you have any questions, throw them at me. I can help you out, or maybe I can't, but I'll definitely try to. And I'll cruise through and see what's good. What's good on the wood. Also, we can pop in. Oh, for last Woody standing, I'm not sure what Jeff Bradley did, but remember, we're going for $258 and a t-shirt. And the new last Woody standing contest starts tomorrow. Okay. So remember, you got to be on the live show to enter the contest. I need one pick from you. The juice under -150. And you can't manipulate the lines. So that's how the last Woody goes. And then for every name we get up on this board, it's $1 into our pot. All right. So you want to share it out with your friends, get your buddies on board, because the more people we get, the more money we make. I'm looking here in the HC chat to see what our handicappers are doing. Bradley, Chris Scott is digging on Bradley today. And Cincy, I just want to make sure no one has played. That's kind of the biggest deal. Bradley hasn't played yet. Cincy is already up 43-41. Okay, so Bradley, money line. I like Iowa. I hate to say it, but I do. Money line, because it's a plus number, so why wouldn't you? Hi, Tony Cobbs. How are you? You like Iowa as well? It just looks like a bad line, doesn't it? It just looks like why? You just beat Indiana and Purdue, and now you're at home and you're a dog? Doesn't make sense. Where's the money at? Here, I'll tell you. It was somewhere enough to move it, because it moved. Hi, Jamal, by the way. Good morning, Mr. Mulvania. College ball, and then we'll go Iowa. 55%, it's pretty split. 55% of the money is on Iowa. 53% of the tickets are on Iowa. So that means the sharps are on Iowa and the squares are on Northwestern. The tickets are on Northwestern. So that I like it even more then. I'm taking Iowa. No problem. You too, friend. You too. See what else we got rocking here in the woodshed. Daniel likes Cincy and UNC. Did they start yet? I thought they were an early one. Yeah, they did. They're down 15-16. I kind of liked UNC there too, because it was the same fade the ranked dog thing, but I mean, nothing. We don't need to talk about it now because it's already happening. In the NHL, we have the Oilers over and the Jets money line from Alex. Oilers over. And let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. About anything. Have you guys been playing the XFL at all? Brian likes the Sea Dragons over. He likes the Abs on the money line. XFL Sea Dragons over 36. So that's going on right there. Let me pop back in with you guys, see if you have anything to say. You like SMU, and Purdue already started. SMU has not against ECU. That's where the Twins go. ECU is 13-12, but they're 1-6 on the road and only 2-5 against the spread on the road, 5-5 in their last 10 against the spread. SMU is a 9-18 team, but they're 6-8 at home and God, I'm blind. 5-9 against the spread at home. The line is moving towards ECU more. SMU has covered their last three against Houston, Wichita, and Temple. The last time they played at ECU, they lost 77-72. They did not cover the spread, but it was a tight game. So it's not like these guys don't know each other. They've already played once this year. ECU is coming off. Oh, click the button. Click the button. ECU has covered their last two. They just covered against Cincy. That was probably a pretty hard fought game. They beat them 75-71. Before that, they played SMU. So I could see SMU being in a revenge spot right now for show. And let's see where the money's at here. SMU. SMU. Went from a 7.5 to a 7 with 52% of the money on SMU. See, that would tell me it's more of an ECU play, but I dig the revenge spot. I just think that's too many points. Why is it that many points? 52% of the cash is on SMU. So why would it go the other way? 59% of the tickets are on SMU. So if you dig SMU, that's cool, but I just think it's too many points to lay. I agree they win. I don't know if they cover. Thomas likes the Jets plus 1.5 and the over 6.5 in the Blues game. All right. Blues over 6.5. Ottawa. And then Jets, we have them going on too. You like St. Bonnie? Let's see what they're up to. The Bonnies. Bonaventure. Okay, so in this one, we've got the Bonnies. 81% of the money is on them. The 4.5 goes up to a 5. So the line's moving accordingly. And the tickets are on the same side as the cash. So Public and Sharps agree. Let's pop in here. St. Bonnie. And if you guys are in the HC contest, when I'm done with this show, I'm going to update tonight before Monday. So don't you worry your pretty little heads. We'll have some stats. Bonnie is 10-3 at home and 10-3 against the spread at home. George Washington's a 2-6 road team, only 3-5 against the spread on the road. 3-7 ATS in their last 10. This is going to be Bonnie's first home game back. They've been on the road for the last two against Duquesne and Fordham. So now they're back at home. I always like when a team comes back because I feel like they play with some fire underneath them for the old home crowd, you know. Let's see what, and then George Washington, what have you guys been up to? George, talk to me. They haven't covered their last two. They've lost their last two, one at St. Joe and the other at home against GMU, George Mason. So they're back on the road now. They haven't covered. Yeah, I'd go Bonnie. I'd go Bonnie's -5. St. Bonnie -5. I was doing I was watching an old Morning Wood the other day. Whoa. I was watching an old Morning Wood the other day, how I used to build you guys teasers. You're struggling with signal? Oh, no. You like Butler and Iowa. Okay, I'm with you with Iowa. So I was thinking maybe we could start a teaser again. Butler. Georgetown at Butler. Georgetown is 0-10 on the road, but 7-3 against the spread on the road. That's important. Butler's 10-4 at home, 8-5-1 against the spread at home. Georgetown is a huge coverer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've covered 9 out of their last 10. The only one they didn't was Marquette. They were 11-point dogs, 75-89. So they missed that cover by 3 points. I don't know. That's kind of one of those where you might want to get involved. Butler did not cover against Villanova. I cashed on Providence against Villanova, though. But they did cover Xavier, St. John, and Marquette. Just a little bit tricky. That's kind of a tricky one. Let's see what the money is doing here. Bootler. Do it, thing. Do it. Don't make me beg. 66% of the money's on Butler and the 4.5 goes to a 5. So it does make sense. Did I write it? 5s and 5.5s. I like to take the dogs on those, though. I really like to take the dogs. I don't know. I can't write that one because I feel like Georgetown has just covered way too much. And it scares me. I'm scared of it, Pedro. I'm very scared of it. 10-4 at home, 8-5-1 against the spread at home. This says they're 8-2 against the spread in the last 10, but the other thing says they're 9-1. What's up, Matt Drake? How you doing today? You have a 4-game parlay: Purdue, Houston, SMU, all on the money line, and the Jets for +1.5. Nice for +128. Get it, boo. Get it. Oh, it's okay. I'm sorting it out today. It's no big deal. I love you, Pedro. You know it's all. I just appreciate any help you can give me whenever you give it to me. So don't worry. Bradley, we put them up here. Illinois, I haven't looked at, and you're taking Drake -7 versus Belmont. Okay, let's look at Illinois. Illinois. Minnesota at Illinois. No. Are you talking about Illinois, Chicago, and Valpo? Because Illinois doesn't play till tomorrow. But that's a ton of points, even for a very crappy Minnesota team that's on the road. Okay, Drake and Belmont. Let me look into them. For the record, the Valpo, Illinois, Chicago game opened at a pick, and 85% of the money is on Valpo, and it went to a -2. So just for that, there's that. With Bradley, 76% of the money is on Southern Illinois. The -2 went to a -1.5. So it really might be more of a Southern Illinois play, really. But I was taking this off of Chris Scott. He's in the HC contest, and that was his play. And Belmont, that's what I was looking for. The Mont of Bells. 83% of the money's on Drake. 6.5 goes to a 7. 51% of the tickets, however, are on Belmont. 98% of the cash is on the over. 27,000 has been bet on the game so far. Allison, what are you doing? Let's do this. Come on, Purdue, get up there. I need them -8. It's an HC pick. Can you believe I laid 8 points? I dreamt about this Purdue pick last night. So when it came time to put my HC in, I was like, Allie, you can't lay 8 points. It's just not your I didn't bet it. I couldn't actually bet it with my own money because it would literally crush my soul to lay 8 points on something. But I did use it as a contest pick, so we'll see. Okay, Belmont, Drake. Belmont's 19-9 in the conference. Drake is 22-6 in the conference. Belmont's won their last 2, but they were at home for both of them. They lost both of their road games. One was at Missouri State. They lost 51-69. Did not cover. They were 1.5 point dogs. So depending on where you got that number, you could have pushed it because they only lost by 2. And the spread was, they were +1.5. So that was a close one. At Murray, they lost by 1. Same thing. Oh, they were 1.5 point favorites. So they didn't cover there. But what we're seeing here is not the best at winning on the road, but they cover on the road. Drake is number 1 in this conference, but they are tied with Bradley. So there's motivation here on Bradley's side because they want to stay at the top of this conference. Conference tournaments are starting like next week, I'm pretty sure. So it's really important where their seeding is. The other thing is that Indiana State is 13. Drake and Belmont, or Drake and Bradley are 13-4. Indiana State's 13-5. So this is a heated thing going on. And then Belmont's a 12-5. So if they can knock off Drake, then Belmont goes into the 13-5 range, and Drake goes into the 13-5 range, and now they're all tied up. So there is a lot of motivation right here. What was Drake just up to? They've won their last 8. They're coming back off the road from UNI, where they won by 8 points as 6-point favorites. SIU -5.5, and they covered. So they're covering. This is just kind of a toss-up. I mean, I dig Drake at home a lot. 7 points is a lot of points, though, for a Belmont team that's coming real close. Drake's 12-1 at home, and Belmont is 6-6 on the road. Just think it's a lot of points. But I don't hate it either. Georgetown, but you don't like road teams. I think that's a lot of points also. What's up, Richard P? How you doing, my love? Cleveland State, let's find out what they're up to. Cleveland. 71% of the money is on them. The -1 goes up to a -2.5. This is another heated conference. These teams don't like each other. Cleveland. This is Northern Kentucky at Cleveland. Am I ever going to know how to spell Cleveland? I don't think I will. Cleveland and Delaware. My brain doesn't need to know. So we got Northern Kentucky. Both of these teams are 17 and 11 teams overall. Northern Kentucky's coming off 2 wins, but it was IUPUI and then at Purdue Fort Wayne. Before that, they lost to Youngstown and Wright at Youngstown and Wright. Cleveland just beat Wright and Youngstown and Robert Morris. This is their 4th home game in a row. So that's kind of a big deal. They have not been traveling, so they're rested. Like I said, they're both 1.5 games behind Youngstown. Youngstown's numero uno, then Northern Kentucky and Cleveland are right there. So this is going to be heated. Kentucky's a 4-5 road team. Cleveland's an 11-3 home team. But Cleveland is much better against the spread. 14-12 against the spread, whereas NKU is 9-17. Let me see where Purdue Fort Wayne is in this. Yeah, Purdue Fort Wayne and IUPUI are like the bottom of this conference, and that's who Northern Kentucky has been getting wins against. Whereas like Wright State and Youngstown are at the top of this conference, and that's who Cleveland has been getting wins against. So yeah, I would go Cleveland. I'd take that minus the 2.5 on their home court. Cleve State minus 2.5. And then I would think about putting these into some kind of a teaser also to make stuff happen. We're about a month away. Yay, I know. Oh my God, I have so many people coming in that week. It's crazy. Dan Kaiser and Ben Burns will be here. Pedro will be here. I think Medic was thinking about coming. My whole family, all my cousins, 2 uncles, 2 aunts, they're coming to town. They'll blow out Ohio State second half. I agree with that, but I need them for the first half. I thought my whole cap behind it was just that they would come out really hard. Okay, they're covering the 8 right now, but there's still 7 minutes left in the half. So there's that. Smash that like button, everyone. If you haven't hit the like, do me a solid and do it. I know you are on fire right now, huh? That's Chris Scott's Bradley play right there. You went first half team total over 29. Well, we can't use it now. The game's going on. Over 29.5. How's that looking? They got 18 and you got 7 minutes to go. You can get there. I always bet things straight and then I'll tease them accordingly. But yeah, I don't think it's bad. It's a little scary. I mean, I would prefer to money line them, but I don't mind because they cover spreads so well. I don't really mind that 2.5. Drake small team. What's up, Jared? Do I like Maryland today? Everyone is on Nebraska. Maryland's in a bit of, hold on, let me remind myself. I know we all just cashed on them against Purdue. Was that their last game? Yes, it was. So this is a bit of a letdown spot right here. Remember, we got on that because the line looked a little fishy. Anytime you play a team like Purdue, you're kind of in a letdown spot. In your next one, Nebraska, the 7.5. It was Maryland minus 7.5. It's all the way down to a 4.5. So this is screaming Nebraska for you. Nebraska's a 9-3 home team, and they're 7-5 against the spread on the road, whereas Maryland's a 2-6 road team and 3-5 against the spread on the road. So, I mean, I would lean Nebraska, to tell you the truth, just based on the numbers. Nebraska just beat Rutgers at Rutgers, and they beat Wisconsin. They did not cover against Michigan, but they beat PSU. I might take the home dog here. I got to tell you, I might take the home dog here in a letdown spot for Maryland. Let me see where the money's at for you. 79% of the money is on Nebraska and 65% of the tickets. This is $74,000 has been bet on this game. It starts at 2. That's a huge line move. I would look, is someone injured on Maryland or something like that? I mean, they are a bad road team. We'll give them that. And they're in a letdown spot. And they're playing a good home team that covers against the spread at home. So it would feel like it's a Nebraska play. I don't want to be that square that just gets on what everyone else is on. But I can justify it all. I get it. I get it. I got it. I know it's good. Yo, what's up, T-Lo? Godbod, North Carolina money line, live bet them. What are we at right now? Before I live bet, so it's 23-27 UNC. And what was the open on that? It was a 12.5. So here's the thing with that. I missed the number, right? Whenever I do live betting, the first thing I look at is what was the open, right? So right now we could get North Carolina plus 3.5, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, all right? 2. Okay, it's not a 12.5. It's a 2. Okay, so now you would be getting a better number. I always like to get the better number. So if it opened at a 2, now you're getting 3.5. That works out. Remember that 2 with favorites, right? It might look like a favorite's taking off and maybe they were a -5 and now they're shooting out and they're a -8 or 9. And you're like, oh, I want to jump on this because, now it looks like in the first half they're going to dominate. You're getting a worse number. Don't do that. You can just leave that stuff alone. You lean under in the Cleveland State game and under. Okay. Got you. Let me see. Hi, Squeaky Cat. I hear you. What are you squeaking about? He's very squeaky. Cleveland has gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of their last 6, 7. 7 out of their last 8 have gone over the total. And then for Northern Kentucky, why won't this just do what I want it to do? Why won't everything just do what I want it to do? Okay. Northern Kentucky has gone over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unders, 1, 2, 3 overs. That's kind of a split one. But Chris Scott's really good at totals. That's kind of his deal. So we'll keep that up there. Although Cleveland State does play to a lot of overs. Maybe small play Cleveland State 4-game teaser. What's the juice on teasers? Okay, so how a teaser works, and it kind of depends on the way you do it. Typically 2 of them. I want to sit here. I'll just do it. I like to do it where I'm getting plus money. Okay, because now I've got the value of buying the points, but I also have a plus number at it too. Okay, so say we took, damn it, Donna Cusick. She just popped into my jam. So say that we did take, that's fine. Here's, we don't want to tease through a 0 though. Although I don't really mind teasing through zeros. Cleveland State, we're going to do it right here. Tease. So Cleveland State and who else do we like? Drake. I'll say Drake. St. Bonnie. Okay, I'll do 3 and then I'll show you the difference. Okay, so 2 of these together on a 6-point teaser. This is a -140. Okay, so we don't want that. It's just easier to straight bet them both than it is to do that. So then we add a third one. Typically this can get you into the, sugar nuts. Where's Iowa? We'll throw Iowa on here. Or Nebraska, say, for instance, because we can get some of that value back. Okay. Now that would be a -120 for 3, which is why I usually like to do 4, because now I'll pop into a plus number. And that's what I'm looking for. We'll do Iowa. Okay. Boop. And when we do this, Now we have a plus 180. And our numbers would be Iowa plus 4.5, Nebraska plus 10.5, Drake minus 1.5, and Cleveland State plus 3.5. Okay. And that's at plus 180. I'm just going to put $2 on it just because I did all that work. How you like me now? So that's how a teaser works. The more you add, obviously you're going to get into that plus money. I don't really, you got to think of teasing like buying points. If you buy a point, your minus 110 will go up to like a minus 130. So you're paying 20 cents for that point. I see it as like now I'm buying 6 points. I'm doing it for 4 different games, but I'm buying 6 points. And if I can still get a plus number at it, then I'm down. That's what I'm into. If that's what you're into. Washington State or Oregon. This is always a fun game. Let's see where the money is first. Oregon. Allison. There. So Washington. It is State. Plus 1 to a minus 1. So dog to favorite. 74% is on the home team, Washington State. Go Cougs. And 63% of the tickets. So sharps and squares agree there. Now let's see what they've been up to. What have you been doing with your lives, Oregon? Oregon is a 3-5 road team, and they're only 4-4 against the spread on the road. Washington State's a 9-3 home team, 9-3 against the spread at home. So I would automatically, I'm leaning Washington State. Oregon has not covered their last 2. UCLA, they lost by 7. And at Washington, they lost in overtime by 1 point, but they did not cover as 5.5-point favorites. Now, on the flip side of this, we have Washington State, whom did cover their last one at home against Oregon State readily, but they lost to Washington. That's Washington State, though. That's going to be up, they lost UCLA, at UCLA, at USC. So they haven't really been covering, but they have been playing tough competition as far as UCLA and USC goes. It's hard not to go with the home team in that one. I would lean the Washington State way. You too? Washington State. Yeah, I would lean Washington State. You like Oregon? I just don't know about that ATS. That kind of bugs me with them. And it's their second road game. So there's that. And they're not a good road team against someone who is a good road team. See where their rankings are. Oh, I need my toast. Give me 1 second while I'm looking this up. I'll be right back. 2 seconds, I promise. Ash, you got stuff you need to clean up in here, please. We sort it out. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. You're my favorite color. Oregon. Stop pooping on. Hey. Okay. Standings. That's what I'm looking up. Right now, this means a lot. The other thing you guys should really be paying attention to right now is who they play next. Because this is like right at the end of the schedules. Like I was thinking Purdue, that this could be a bit of a letdown spot, the game they're playing right now, because they have Indiana next, which if we remember, Indiana and Purdue, this is like tight, right? They don't like each other. They're about 2 hours away from each other in Indiana. And Indiana is like, I think Indiana is the best state for basketball. They just have so many. That's why we call it. It's the Hoosier State, right? Yeah. Oregon's 9-7. Washington State is 7-9. But Oregon's 3-5 on the road. Washington State's 9-3 at home. I would lead Washington State. I just would. But it's a pick'em game, So honestly, I don't know what to tell you. You could crisscross it, if you wanted to. You could do a crisscross teaser. and make it that way. And for anyone who doesn't know what a crisscross teaser is, it's kind of a tricky thing I do, and I don't really recommend it for anyone. But if you think something is going to be a tight game, it's something I used to mess around with, but I call them crisscrosses. So like an Oregon +1 would move you into a +7, and then you would get Washington State -1, which would move you into a +5, 6, depending on the zero. So then you get the same, like, just you're trying to middle it is what you're doing. You're trying to get somewhere in the middle of these two numbers to make it happen. So there's that. It might be a +5. I have to do my phone. I forget how it works to go through zeros. Okay, so that's that. Chris likes Oregon. I kind of like Washington. Boss is here. Gotta go. Oh, see you later, Matt Drake. Okay, so we're just about out of time here also. Nebraska isn't as fast paced though, but why is that line moving so much? That's a huge line move. 3.5 points is a huge line move. Iowa, well, I do like fading the public. That line looks fishy AF, man. Again, I said at the beginning of the show, Jared, but we're talking about a Northwestern team that just beat Indiana. They just beat Purdue. Why are they a dog at home against an Iowa team who's coming off of OSU and someone else? Am I saying the right thing? Hold on. I just went through a ton of games. Let me make sure I'm giving you the proper things. It's Iowa's not a great road team. I get that. Yeah, OSU and Minnesota. Like Iowa just beat OSU and Minnesota. Like big whoop. I could beat OSU and Minnesota, you know. And then we're comparing that to a team like Northwestern, who has just come off beating Indiana, nationally ranked team, beating Purdue. They also beat OSU and Wisconsin. So they're on a 4-game win streak and they're a dog at home. It does not make sense to me. So I'm not going to get, I'm open the chat, but I'm on. I don't know what's up, Miss Donna. NC State wins by 10 plus. NC State's the better team, not last year's UNC. That's very true, but this is a heated rivalry. I mean, better teams don't always matter when it comes to an NC and an NC State. You know, that Michigan State-Michigan game was really good yesterday. I don't know if y'all watched that. Michigan State, Sparty just kind of crapped the bed at the end of it, but it was a really good game. You like the under in Nebraska game, believe line moves by 2. Real Madrid on Tuesday, and Benzema to score. Yes, we love Benzema to score. Okay, come back on Tuesday and remind me. Also, don't forget, last Woody Standing is going to start tomorrow on the live show. You have to be on the live show. Every name we get on this board goes into a pot or counts as $1 to go into the pot. We've had some rollovers. So right now, the last week pot is at $258. Okay, it's a big deal. We've been averaging about 90, 93 to 96. We're in the 90s with how many people have been getting on our board. Let's really try to hit 100 this week, okay? $100 in the pot would be awesome. Oh, thank you, Godbody. Thank you. I love doing my show when I have time. Parlays in the house. Yes, thumbs up. What's up, Luterica? You look for the plus money. I think there's always value in plus money. Especially because you can hedge it. I've been watching this Tottenham West Ham game. I love that Sun guy on Tottenham. I love him. Oh, but you're talking about when you tease? Yeah, I want the teasers. You're going to bet it? Okay. Well, I just kind of pulled those together though. But, you know, you can kind of see the difference of what you're getting there. Hi, Tateness. Congrats on your win over Leonard. Quinnipiac looks good. Let's see. See what they're doing. Quinny. 5 went to a 2.5. That screams Ryder right there. 65% of the money is on Quinny, but that -5 went to a 2.5. That would yell Ryder at me. It does yell Ryder at me. Stop yelling at me, Ryder. I'm starving. Ryder's 14-10. Quinny's 18-9. Neither are super against the spread, but Quinnipiac's better against the spread. Ryder's coming off a loss at home against Canisius. They lost by 3. But they were winning right before that. They lost by 3 as 6-point favorites at home to Canisius. Looks like they won the first 4 before that. Quinny's played their last 3 games on the road. And now they're back at home. So there is something to be said for that. Let's see where they are in the standings. Ryder is 11-4. Iona's 12-3. So, and Siena's right under Ryder at 11-5. So Ryder has a ton of motivation right now to stay up in the top, compete with Iona, whereas Quinny's a 9-7 team, but they are 8-3 at home. Ryder's 7-5 on the road. I would take the points with Ryder. That's what I would do. I would take the points with Ryder. Just made toast with burned bacon from watching the other show. I know I was trying to come on at 10, but Higgs was on, so I don't want to interrupt his show. I'm good. Yeah, let's make some Sunday money. What do you say? What do you say? All right, we're just about at the end of our jam right now. You like IU? Oh, Purdue Fort Wayne and Valpo. Shit, what are they doing? Damn it, Chris. I need updates. Oh, there they are. 29-36. Come on, Purdue. Damn it. Why you don't lay 8 points on shit? I knew this would happen to me. Crisscross applesauce. You do that with over-unders when they're tight. Not something I suggest, but awesome when it hits. I did it last night in the Cal game. Who was it? Cal and USC. It was just a shit show. The open on it was a 127, or the close on it was 127. Got down. Remember, 10 points is my deal with totals for in play. Say the original total is a 127, but then in play it goes up or down by 10 points. I take it the other way. So it got down to a 117 and I popped it over and it cashed. Yeah, I could beat the Buckeyes. I could beat the Buckeyes with one arm tied behind my back. What's up, Brandon? You watched it all. It was a good game. It was really good. Those 3-pointers at the end there were important. 4-game teaser only giving me 4 points each. So this happens also. Some books will only let you have 4. Some will let you have 5. I know BOL would only give me 4.5-point basketball teasers. William Hill gives me 6 points. So it just depends. You'll get better value though. Like the less points, obviously, that you're buying, the better value you'll have. So you should still be able to get into a plus number with maybe like 3 plays now. Casey's playing this week. Under in Maryland, Nebraska, under Georgetown, Butler. I don't know. I think Chris Scott said he liked the Maryland under. Georgetown, Butler. I'm afraid of that game. I kind of like Georgetown there. Peggy. I love him. Welcome back. You had Kansas yesterday. I thought it was a loser. It's not that. I just need the first half. See, I did hit it. 29-38 minus 8 is 29-30. And I cashed. Woo! I dreamt about that pick last night. I dreamt about it. Like you guys know, I don't lay 8 points, but it was in my head last night. And I said, I'm going to kick myself if I don't take this. I didn't bet it. I told you I didn't bet it, but I used it as my HC. College was good to you yesterday? God, my kid. Okay, I'm going to tell you this little story and then I'll let you all go. And see the board. My kid had a basketball game yesterday. Unfortunately, we lost, but also even more unfortunately, we were there an hour early and we watched these 11-year-old girls play a full 40 minutes of basketball. First of all, like usually you get there's 15 minutes left of a game or something for the kids, you know? No, there was a scheduling issue. So we watched 40 full minutes of these girls playing basketball. Final score, 11-7. Oh my God. Then my kids' team played. They kind of got blown out. I think it was 48-26. But yeah, so that's what I was doing yesterday instead of watching Duke beat Syracuse. I was watching the Wolves and the Eagles. Final score 11-7 after 40 minutes of basketball. Teams not traded. Stupid. Oh, I see. Barstool, you can get from 4 to 10 points teased. DK has set amounts. And not the great. This is why you guys, we always talk about shopping lines, getting new books, shopping lines. I have a sponsor. It's Caesars Sportsbook. So if you're only running off of one book, even if you're not going to bet in the book, download it onto your app. Use my promo code Woodful. They do have a risk-free first bet. You can bet $10 all the way up to $1,250. And win or lose, they put the money back in your account. You get 1,000 reward credits and 1,000 tier credits. But more importantly, now you have another book that you can shop around lines on, right? So it's kind of a big deal. See you tomorrow, Brandon. Yeah, guys, don't forget last Woody standing starts tomorrow. Your son's coach quit the day of the game yesterday. Guess who got called up? Take the grade time. Woo, woo. Yeah, I did the stats, and I do stats for my kids' team. And our coach, he's a little bereft. You just bet it on a Caesars 4-game teaser. Yeah, that's what it's called William Hill. In Vegas, it's called William Hill. But that's what I bet on too. Okay, I'm going to let you guys take a picture of this board. Don't forget, download that app. Use my promo code Woodful. It helps me out, and it's going to help you out too, homies. Okay? Okay, I'm trying to take this down. I don't know how. It's like I've all of a sudden forgotten how to do everything I do every day. All right. Also, go Cougs. All right. In 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Take a picture. Okay. Also, keep your eyes open over on my Twitter account. I'm doing some rebranding. I'm going to change some stuff up. So if you notice, I'm no longer at Plus Money Honey. I'm at Allie Burns Sports. And tomorrow I'm going to be dropping some free picks on my Twitter account. Caesar's odds, yeah, they are really good. If you go, there's different sites you can go to where it will list all of the odds for everything. I'm not really allowed to mention them on my show because a lot of them are competitors. But say for, let me see where one's different. Like right now, if you were IUPUI Detroit, they're playing right now. Hold on. A lot of these are kind of the same right now. But like IUPUI right now to in play, Detroit's minus 16 on Caesars. Everywhere else, it's a 16.5. It opened at an 8. So, like there's sites you can go to where it kind of compares everything for you and you can see what books are offering the best odds. And it's a really good way to find out, not only are you getting the best number, but which direction is everything moving in too. Okay. All right. My best bet of the day. I like Iowa. That's what I'm going to say there. I should have cappers working under you. Cleveland State, Wright State are good all around. Okay, have a great one. I'll see you later too. Who's on? No one, because the last Woody standing starts tomorrow. Remember, guys, free contest. Last Woody standing starts tomorrow, so don't miss it. Free money and a T-shirt for the winner. Oh shoot, I didn't see you there, Martins. What's the best over/under pick for today? The most confident. I haven't really looked at totals. This is what the Woodies are into. Totals is a lot of numbers for me. And I'm kind of looking at, I'm sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. I'm so hungry right now. I'm kind of looking at weird line moves is what I'm into right now. No problem, Thomas. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Got to enter the contest on the live show. I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Good luck, everyone out there. Unless you're against Houston. Go